We're gonna have it on the kitchen and freezer.
The kitchen?
We're gonna have it on the fridge and the freezer. That's what we're gonna have.
Funny enough, we're gonna be spending like a lot of time in there. Huh? Maybe I shouldn't say that. cut the camera. Cut the camera.
Hey YouTube, we are here at Muti Kitchen and Bath, and I am so excited because we are starting the next process of the design. We are going to be meeting with the Muti Kitchen team to discuss the vanities, the walk-in closet, the kitchen for this entire renovation. And this is when it starts to get fun because we get to start looking at all the finishes and how they're going to coordinate with like the stone we've chosen so far, as well as all the other finishes that we're going to dictate.
We're just really excited because we've been wanting this really beautiful dark Muti kitchen for so long. It's nice because Phoenix has done work with Muti on a bunch of his projects, so he knows their brand pretty well. I think when it comes to having our dream kitchen, there were a few non-negotiables. We wanted a nice big island. That way we can have people over. We don't have really a traditional dining area in our kitchen. So
tragically, we have no room for
unfortunately, like you're working with a small space. So we wanted the kitchen island to be functional because that's where we're gonna be serving people if we are to have friends over or cocktails or just like, quick apps, and prep space. I really wanted an appliance garage because I wanted a coffee station because Phoenix does not drink coffee. And in his current apartment, there isn't enough room to put a coffee machine on the countertop. So he will not let me have it on the countertop because it looks ugly.
But we have a solution for it because I've used Muti in the past. They have really great hardware when it comes to pocket doors, internal cabinets for the hardware itself. So we are going to be able to find something that's going to suit exactly what he needs. But also because we have a small kitchen, I don't want to have anything on the counter space. So I want everything hidden away and organized, and Muti is the best place to get it done. So Francesca's going to give us a walk through the showroom. I've been here before, so I already know the great features that they have, but this is all new to Anthony. So we're going to see what we can actually fit into our condo design-wise. And then we're gonna meet with Daniel. He's gonna do a preliminary walkthrough of the space of what I'm proposing design-wise, so then he can do a design deck for us.
Now pray for our wallets.
Hi, I'm Francesca from Muti Kitchen and Bath. I am the sales director here. And at Muti, we are a bit of a unique store. We offer a one-stop shop from kitchen to bathroom products. We do custom millwork from Italy, and we also offer custom millwork in our local production in Toronto. So when clients come to our space, they can truly build their custom home of their dreams. Today, we're gonna be walking through our Italian production. When Anthony and Phoenix came to me with their vision and their concept of their new combo, I knew right away Italy was the only way to go. They want super luxe, high-end, sexy, moody, masculine energy, and that's exactly what the Italian finishes are. We have different levels and price points available in Italy, but for them, only the best we're gonna do. Today I'm gonna be walking through those finishes. They're also gonna be meeting with one of our in-house designers and really going in depth of the project, the layouts. There was a few, things we had to work around, obviously, because the space is a condo, but we do custom and that's not a problem at all. So we can definitely accommodate all their specs and have a look at everything that we have to offer. Okay guys, I wanna know more about your project and kind of what the vibe is. You told me a little bit and I already have an idea and a few things I wanna show you in the showroom, but tell me more what the vision is of this project.
So we want to make it really moody, really sexy. I know we already talked to, I showed the vision board of what we wanted for.
Yeah,
So everything clean, contemporary, because it's a really small space. We really need to focus on the organization of every cabinet, every drawer that's going in the space, so it's intentional.
This is an accessory system I want to show you guys because I know you like to cook and this is a great option, but this is a system that you can get either like 3 pieces or 2 pieces and kind of customize it to your lifestyle. So we've done an application that has like 47 inches, but if you had a 36-inch under your, cooktop that you wanted to do, is this something you guys like? Like, what are you thinking for the interiors? Do you want to do something a little bit lighter for the wood, or do you like it more dark and sexy, moody for the interiors?
I like the dark and moody. Everything's dark, and then I love that you have the same kind of wood inlay in there.
Yeah.
And it feels very us. Like, and this is standard. You can do this in any of your kitchens.
Yeah, well, it is an upgrade.
Right.
Which, I think we're gonna go there today.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
So this is an upgrade. It isn't a standard. The standard would be more of just like your plain carcass option, but this is like what clients can get as different inserts. And then below we have the coffee station. So you can see here we have the black with like, the mix of the darker wood. So it just elevates it and then obviously keeps everything organized. But I wanna show you guys more in terms of different dishware you can organize, different pots and pans or whatever, spice pullouts, all that. We can review and see, what you guys want for your needs.
Especially with how small this kitchen is, we really do not have enough space to have like a coffee station on the countertop itself.
And it's also like ugly. Again, modern, we hide it.
Yes.
All the ugly stuff is
Everything
hidden.
is hidden.
And then when you're ready to cook, you take it all out. But yeah, this is a great option for clients. And then we can also do the interior lighting as well. If you saw in here, we have that on the switch. So that kind of illuminates the stuff. And a nice option we advise to clients is an upgrade that they can do in their kitchen.
Especially because everyone's like, oh, I never want a black kitchen because it's going to be too dark. Look, there's a solution for everything.
You can do any color. So this is our pocket door system. So it slides in and just has that nice strong suction.
And it has the soft close.
Exactly. So when you're making coffee in the morning, we're not waking up the whole family. It does have an extendable section that comes in different sizes. So you can do it in like a 2 foot, a 3 foot, a 4 foot, whether it's a condo or a house or whatever, and then just have it at a smaller scale. So this way, when you're making your coffee, you can, pour everything out here and then close it and then hide it. What are we thinking for appliances? Because that's a big decision when clients are designing their kitchen. They kind of go to appliances first before the millwork. It's very common, but everything has to work. So what are you thinking of putting in there?
We're going to use Bosch for the appliances. We have the panel ready that we're going to use for the dishwasher, as well as the fridge and freezer unit.
Nice.
So if I wanted to see what kind of options you have in terms of panel, they're going to be panel ready. So we just want to make sure that the Benova is integrated with the actual Bosch finishes as well.
Yeah, so most of our kitchen displays, everything is concealed when it comes to like fridge, freezer, dishwasher. This is a great application behind me that we have with the fridge at the top, and then at the bottom you have your freezer all paneled. Over here, like the dishwasher as well.
So we're going to have hardware on the fridge and freezer, but it's going to be a pulled open, very similar to the one you just showed for the Bosch dishwasher as well.
We have a concept in the showroom, but only one that shows with a handle. Some clients just like that pull. They find sometimes just grabbing it without the handle is a little difficult. So I like that you incorporated that with the fridge and the freezer. It'll be nice to kind of add that detail in the kitchen.
I put together the layout of everything. So I've already done a majority of the drawings, and then obviously you guys are going to have to redo them to your standards for when you're going to be shipping them off. So this is the existing space right here. 750 square feet. The existing kitchen has this really ugly bulkhead here. What I want to do is remove it so we can actually extend the size of the kitchen, add in an island because this space otherwise is left unutilized. This second bedroom here, we want to convert to a walk-in closet, do like a full wraparound with millwork. For the primary bedroom, we're going to keep the closet here as just like an overflow of storage. We're going to be redoing all the finishes in both the bathrooms, and we're going to upgrade the vanities too because we need something that's bigger. So for the floor plan itself, this is now going to be the new proposal. So we've added in the island, we have the wraparound, and then we've extended the size of the bathroom vanities as well, so they actually feel like they are functional in the space instead of just like a tiny little 36-inch. And then for the kitchen, which is going to be my favorite, we're going to do this full picture frame of marble of the surround as well as the backsplash. And then I want to do the uppers in some kind of different finish that helps add a little bit more depth, because I want to do a black kitchen all the way around. And I feel like if we just do black uppers, it's going to be very heavy visually. So I want to see what finishes that you could recommend that we could complement them with.
I'm really excited about the idea of doing a black kitchen. I've always wanted one. My biggest concern is that I don't want it to look flat.
Yeah.
Even if we do use a wood texture, is it possible that maybe some of the grain could be peeking through, or something that just adds dimension so that it doesn't just feel like a flat galley wall?
Yep, we've got varying options for the wood finish. So I think the Rovery Lava that we have has lighter areas throughout the grain, so you can have the black effect, but also some relief in that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Because that was going to be my biggest concern with your comment as well, is that anytime I love designing black kitchens.
You don't say!
The problem is they always pull very flat.
Yeah.
If you do just like a straight black finish, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but because this is so small, we want to make sure that it's impactful. So having this like visible grain when the light hits it gives it more texture as well. So this is the Calcutta Fabricati, also known as the oyster. This is what's going to be for the full surround frame, as well as the countertop, and then the waterfall on the island edges as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Them next to each other, now when you really see it, looks so pretty. And plus too, I feel like it's pulling a little bit of the warmth here as well.
The other problem with black is sometimes it can pull a little bit too blue. This is great because, like you said, you get that really warm undertone here with a little bit of like the orange and yellow, and then it pulls to help enhance all the different finishes of the veining in the stone as well.
So if we were to go with this,
Yep.
and this would be like the entirety of the kitchen, what options do we have for uppers to compare? Because obviously we want to do something a bit different.
Yeah, so we have, again, back to the metal effects, we can take a look at, actually they're right here. So we would have options that will pair well with the stone as well and bring it all together in that way.
This I love.
This is pretty too. This could be really beautiful in the bathrooms. Literally our colors.
The green, and that's so funny that we have like an oxblood in this like deep green too. So the other two bathrooms, we're doing something really fun. For the primary ensuite is going to be a color drench in this really deep oxblood. And then for the marble itself, we're going to do a Calcutta Viola. Amazing. This is going to have a little bit more richness in terms of like the eggplant and burgundy, but at least I wanted to pick the colors off of it. And then for the hallway bathroom, we have this avocado stone, which is really beautiful because it has this great variation of dark green as well as light green with white kind of flecks throughout it.
I think knowing you already have these colors as like the features for the stone, possibly looking at something that is a bit more neutral.
Yeah, so it doesn't like...
Yeah, so then the stones
too
can
matchy.
Yeah.
They become the feature of it.
Yeah.
This is stunning. I think this is great for the uppers too. I honestly think that if we were doing the vanities, I would stick with the black as well. Because I know we took a look at the prefabricated ones, but I think we're gonna have to go with a custom route just based on the size and the amount of storage that we want to add in them.
So you want to do this metal in the kitchen.
Yes.
And you're thinking this, so this would be the uppers. And so these three together.
Yeah.
And then this would also pair with the bathrooms.
Yes.
We also want to turn, as you mentioned, our second bedroom into a walk-in closet. We're thinking probably like a white oak floor. Would you go white oak in the closet to have some contrast? Do you think do we keep it cohesive? Because like this is likely the color that we're going with. We haven't really fully decided yet, but that seems to be the direction we're heading in.
Yeah, I think in having the cabinets the same color as the flooring, you're creating a color-drenched room. At the same time, I think adding a bit more contrast and pairing with the kitchen might suit the space a bit better, especially with the more masculine, darker feel to it. I think that would really pair nicely off the kitchen. I think the LED lighting will really elevate the space and illuminate it, so it's not looking so dark and heavy in a smaller area that has no windows.
Amazing. Yeah, we wanted to make it look like a showroom.
When it comes to the closet design, how do we even make that work? Because it's such a small space. Like I'm imagining, if you look at our closet before, basically we have a terrible traditional like frosted glass door. Because
Not even, it was worse. It was the mirrored finished.
Yeah, it was not good, not good. But they designed the space to be a second bedroom, but it's almost not big enough to be a second bedroom. So originally we were thinking of changing that door to be like a fluted glass. So that gives you a little bit of a visual pass through. And then when you open it, you'd walk in. What would you even do with that room? Like, would you do, cabinetry on every wall? Would you do like a feature wall?
I think definitely doing a full wraparound. I know for the preliminary drawings, we just put on each side, but I feel like that's still not going to be enough.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we need to wrap it all the way around. And what I'm thinking is that when you first walk in, these two units at the end, we have something visually to like make a statement, but also kind of balance out the side of the rooms, because obviously we're not doing the full length on each side because we have an HVAC system here. This way you kind of walk in, you're met with like this kind of like showroom. We can have like maybe storage above and drawers, and then we do some kind of like just hanging storage on the sides. And then I would love to do storage for bags on one side and then storage for shoes on the other.
So to maximize the corner space, you can add long and short hang that goes all the way to the back while you have the cabinet.
So what you're saying is that this cabinet on this side, we would have a front face here so it blocks it off, but then the storage or the hanging storage at least goes all the way to the back?
Exactly, yeah.
That's great, because then at least we can have like more seasonal items hidden away or like stuff that we don't use as often.
Yeah, I like that.
So everything that we've gone through today is perfect. What I'll just need is for you to send over the drawings, and I can produce a proposal for you from there. I can evaluate what we're taking out from this meeting, and we can schedule a time for me to come by and do a site visit and take photos, dimensions, just so we can confirm that we can produce everything you've got on your wish list for your dream kitchen.
Bright and early, we're on site this morning. I just flew in from San Francisco. I am exhausted because I haven't slept at all, but I'm also very excited that Muti is coming here today. Everything is going to take about 14 to 16 weeks, which is typically a lot longer than your standard lead time, which is about 10 to 12 for millwork. So that's why they're coming in a lot earlier than they typically would to get all the measurements and get things started. I also need to make sure that Anthony's coffee machine will fit in there. Today we're back at Muti. Unfortunately, Anthony couldn't be with me today, but I'm going to have to share everything with him because Daniel has put together the entire design proposal for the kitchen, the walk-in closets, and the vanities, and I'm really excited to see it all prepared. I'm excited to see what you've put together for us.
It was great to be on site, and I produced the 3D rendering of the kitchen. So I guess really the site conditions we had included the plumbing stack.
Tragically, it means that we can't do the full depth. So I'm excited to see what you've put together for a proposal for this coffee station for Anthony as well.
Yeah, so really the coffee station, we have made it to be 24 inches deep rather than the 30 inches deep that we were originally hoping for in terms of the cabinet depth itself. But we're able to conceal the piping behind and really give it that 30-inch depth from the side view, and it's lined up with the fridge. But taking a look inside of the retractable door system, we'll be able to provide you with your 3 drawers below and a countertop for the coffee station for Anthony.
Obviously, this will be the panel-ready dishwasher.
Yeah.
And then for the cabinet under the sink, how are we setting that up?
For now, we have it as an open space. We could add a shelf in there, or additionally, we could add in a pull-out drawer at the bottom.
Yeah, I think definitely to utilize as much space or as much storage as possible, let's put a drawer pull-out on the bottom here. Okay, I love that. The kitchen looks good to me.
Awesome.
And then for the finishes, we're doing the uppers in here. We're doing the wood frame for round, and then this is also going to be the front part.
Yep, of the island, and as well just noting that the lighting here is added for the under counter lighting. We've got the lighting under the upper cabinets.
And then we'll have the lighting on the inside for here too then, right?
You got it. And
beautiful.
the inside of these cabinets as well.
Fantastic.
I produced a couple of different options based off the conversation we have. I know you had one in mind, but I just wanted to provide some more options just in case.
Okay, so for this layout here, we've brought the hanging storage all the way back behind the units in the middle then?
Yep, so using that corner space, we can give the double hang extra storage behind so that seasonal clothing that you're really not looking at on the day-to-day basis can be hidden back there, and then you're just having your daily wear there with your long hang to the left of it, and this glass cabinet here for your shoe storage that can also be on display.
Okay, amazing. For my side, let's do double as well, because then I have super long jackets. I think we'll have those in just like the front closet.
So maybe let's look at the hall closet before I cut out your long hang. For the hall closet with the extension of the bathroom shower, the depth is really minimized. Here what we can do is give you a hanging rod that's really front to back and give the width about 25 inches. So when you are hanging the hangers in there, you've got enough space for the fabric of
to still have the overflow.
However, for the long hang, we're not really able to provide a front to back rod that would have enough width.
Enough space.
Right, so we could look at doing 2 hooks on each side.
Instead, let's make this all adjustable storage, because then this will be overflow for like shoes of regular wear. Yeah, I think just based on like what we have and what we're using regularly, having like the shoes there would be the best item, and then we can have like the shorter jacket hanging storage for there.
Okay, so then going to the primary bedroom closet, we are able to do a front to back rod for short hang on each side. So you and Anthony each have your split section for that, your drawer storage, and then 3 shelves. 3 shelves? What do we call that?
Okay, you know what? That actually works.
So these are 3 smaller drawers and 1 larger one, whereas in the walk-in closet is 3 large drawers.
I'm fine with that, because then we can have like socks and underwear and like smaller kind of like folded items here, and then we still have room for like the folded like sweaters in the other one.
Awesome. All right, so really with the vanities, I think the main focus is with the plumbing coming out, and I absolutely love the detail of the drop-in.
I know, I'm so excited for the drop-in sink. Anthony was fighting me on it, but I was like that, especially I wanted to design this vanity around how we actually like live in the space, because we're both right-handed. Instead of having this centered, now we have all of this space to have like our items that we're like using day to day.
For the hallway vanity, we've essentially provided 2 swing doors that will open up, and you'll have 1 drawer that pulls out once those swing doors are open.
Okay.
The hinges for the doors being just at the bottom will end up raising the drawer just slightly from the base, so you'll have a bit of a gap.
How much space do we have below that?
It'll end up being about 4 inches of space. We could,
Could we raise it up so we have like maybe 8 inches?
yeah, for sure, we can do that.
Beautiful.
And we'll schedule a second site visit with the tech team as well. So like for the plumbing that's changing in the primary,
Yeah.
we'll capture that. And then we can again just ensure that everything's
Exactly where it
perfection.
needs to be. Okay, amazing. I'm excited. This is amazing.
I'm excited too. So next steps from today will be scheduling the second site visit. Our tech team will come out, capture all the updates. I'll revise the drawings based off today's discussion, and moving forward, we can get to the sign-off meeting and move everything into production.
Okay, amazing. Let's get things going.
All right.
I'm so excited because the next steps, as Daniel said, he's going to come on site with the team. They're going to do all the finalized technical drawings once all the drywall is installed, because they need those very specific drywall to drywall measurements. And then once that's ready to go, they're going to start the production, and I cannot wait. I'm sad Anthony wasn't able to be here today, but Daniel's going to send over the drawings. I'm going to review them with him, tell him exactly what we decide to do with the few minor little changes, but next steps are going to be like so major. Like, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this. And that's all for today. And if you can't wait for the next YouTube episode, you can always follow me on Instagram and TikTok to see the quick update. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do?